Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us. My name is Danny Gittings. I'm the Associate Head of the College of Humanities and Law here at Hong Kong U Space. And also joining me is Mr. Lee Mason, my colleague who is a Program Director at Hong Kong U Space. We're going to be talking this afternoon about graduate options for studying law. But that's only part of the purpose of this session. Far more important, in a way, is to hear from you. We understand if you want to study law, you have many choices, and you need to know all about the place you're planning to study before you make a final decision. That's the purpose of this session. First of all, that Lee and I can explain a bit more about some of the many choices you have to study law at Hong Kong U Space. But more importantly, we'll take your questions. Please, at any time, the Q&A box is open now. You can just, anything on your mind, just go and type it in. We're very happy to hear from you. We'll try our best to answer. You can send the questions in now. If you send your questions in now, they'll be first in line when we get to them. And after we finish talking, we'll go have a dedicated Q&A session. So please do, while we're talking, just think about anything you'd like to ask us and just pop it in the box. And as I say, we'll try our best to answer it. Now, Hong Kong U Space, we're the largest provider of part-time legal education in Hong Kong. We've taught law on part-time courses to more students than anyone else in Hong Kong. We have a wide array of law programs, and I really would encourage you to go to our website and have a look at some of the different programs there. We've only got time this afternoon to focus on just two of them, two which are specifically designed for graduates. The Graduate Diploma in English and Hong Kong Law, which Lee and I both teach on. And the Graduate Diploma in English and Hong Kong Law is probably the most popular part-time route towards the legal profession in Hong Kong. And also the second very exciting course, the LLM in Legal Practice. Now we were the first in Hong Kong to introduce an LLM in legal practice, and it offers you a shortcut to a higher law qualification. So those are the two we'll be focusing on today. But again, please do go to our website and browse through the many other law courses we offer as well. And if you have questions about those, we'll try our best to answer them as well. Now, as I said, we recognize if you're studying law or anything else, you have many choices. And you need to think carefully about who you choose to study with and the different factors. Now, we're obviously biased. We say you should study at Hong Kong U Space. But let me explain a little bit about what makes Hong Kong U Space so special for studying law. We have been providing part-time legal education in Hong Kong for longer than anyone else, for 50 years. We are not some newcomers to Hong Kong. We're not a profit-oriented institution either. We're non-profit making. We are here to serve Hong Kong, to provide the law courses that people who are in their everyday work, or if you're thinking of changing to a legal career, the law courses that will help you. And really, the best testament to why you should study at Hong Kong U Space is our graduates. You will meet thousands of our law graduates scattered across Hong Kong. Many in senior jobs in the legal profession, but also in all kinds of other jobs in business, or we have several legislators among our law graduates, literally in almost every walk of life. And they are testament to why the reputation, the proven history, and the high quality of Hong Kong U Space law courses makes us the best place to study law part-time in Hong Kong. And one of those most popular routes, the one I'm going to focus on first of all, and then my colleague Lee will talk about the other one, the LLM, one of them is the Graduate Diploma in English and Hong Kong Law, leading to the LLB Hong Kong. I'll talk mainly about the Graduate Diploma in English and Hong Kong Law because that's how you start out, and that's all you necessarily need to do. You can choose to continue on to the LLB. Now, the two most important things to know about this program are, one, it is extremely popular. We normally get about 500 applications a year. It's a very well-recognized route. In the most cases, if you've already got a university degree, very well-recognized route towards the legal profession. The other important thing to know is the application deadline is very soon. In fact, basically the end of next week, July the 3rd. So the most important thing is to decide, is this the right course for you? And I hope that from what I say now and answering your questions, then we'll be able to give you some information on that. But if you do decide this is the right course for you, then please do take note of that application deadline. You can download the application form right now from our website. You'll see the documents you need, and please don't miss the application deadline. Every year we have students applying late, and of course, students who are applying late, it's very difficult for them to get places. Your chance, with those 500 applicants, your chance of getting a place on this course, if you decide that's where you want to study, is much, much better if you get your application in by the application deadline, July the 3rd. Okay. Now, the Graduate Diploma in English and Hong Kong Law is a 2-year part-time law course. I myself am a graduate of this course. In fact, when I took this course, I knew no law at all. This was my route into studying law and to working as a legal academic. Indeed, many others have taken the same route as well. Okay? I was working full-time. I chose this course as a way to start studying law. It doesn't matter if you've never studied law before. When I took this course, I had never studied law. That is what it's designed for. If you already have a university degree, and in rare cases, even if you don't, but in most cases, if you already have a university degree, you are eligible to join this course. We have students, so we have 500 applications a year. We have students who are joining this course for so many different reasons. Many just want to know more law that they can use in their everyday life and in their existing careers. And we see so many of our students moving on into successful careers in business, finance, all kinds of areas with what they learn from this course. But one of the most common reasons to join this course is because you are interested in switching careers and joining the legal profession. And we have helped so many hundreds, perhaps even thousands of students across to the legal profession over the years. And if you are thinking that possibly this course, you want to become a lawyer, then this course is often considered the best part-time choice for moving towards the legal profession. Why is that? Because this is the Graduate Diploma in English and Hong Kong Law. It prepares you for the legal profession in both England and Wales and Hong Kong. Very few other courses can make that claim. Okay? But you see it in our title, Graduate Diploma in English and Hong Kong Law. There are many graduate diplomas in law around. You won't find another graduate diploma in English and Hong Kong law, which straddles both sides. Okay? We have a proven track record, a 30-year track record of successfully helping our students into the legal profession in Hong Kong. To enter the legal profession in Hong Kong, you need to study a law degree or a course like this graduate diploma. You then need to study a PCLL at one of the 3 local universities. Entry to the PCLL is highly competitive, but every year our graduates from this course have an extraordinary success rate in continuing on to the PCLL. At Hong Kong U, they're on the part-time program, they're one of the largest groups on the PCLL. Some of them even get their course fees paid by the government, these highly prized government-funded places. We're very proud of our students who literally must be among the very best applicants because they're getting those government-funded places. Now, of course, there's no guarantee you take the course, you will follow the same route. Not everybody is going to succeed on this course like any other course. But what I can honestly tell you, having been teaching on this course for 15 years or so and running for the past several years, is we see such a high success rate year after year of our students going on into the PCLL and then on into the legal profession. And if you join this course, you will be joining a course with thousands of alumni in Hong Kong. We're only talking about the alumni in Hong Kong. Of course, we have alumni in other countries. We have alumni who've gone on to be successful lawyers in England and Wales. But just looking at Hong Kong, we have judges on the High Court. We have numerous magistrates. We have legislative councillors. We have successful solicitors and barristers. If you go to our website, you can see just a few of those stories. You can read one of our alumni, Michelle, down there at the bottom, saying that taking this course was the best decision she ever made. Many of our alumni come back to teach on this course. Of the 3 alumni there, 2 of them are teaching on this course. So you join this course, you're not just taught by successful legal practitioners. You are taught in many cases by people who have studied on this course before and have been in the same shoes as you. and know what you need to get through the exams. And indeed, our alumni come in the first class in September. Our alumni will be there at the first class to meet you. They return regularly to give you advice, to help you through this course. So in summary, both we have this excellent track record that newcomers can't offer, this excellent track record of helping students through into the PCLL and into the legal profession, and we have this huge pool of successful alumni here in Hong Kong, which is a great advantage to you studying this course. I'll just explain a little bit about the nuts and bolts of the course, and thank you very much for these questions coming in. We'll address these questions very soon. Just to explain a little bit about the nuts and bolts of the course. Okay? This is a 2-year part-time course. There is an optional 3rd year, but optional means optional. It's up to you whether you decide to take it. The first year, we introduce you to foundational legal subjects, both in English law and Hong Kong law. Remember, that's what makes this course different from other graduate diplomas in law. The other graduate diplomas in law, they'll only teach you English law. We bring in the Hong Kong law as well, and you can see that there on the screen. Those foundational subjects, contract, tort, public law, basic parts of any introduction in any legal course. But then both English legal system and Hong Kong legal system. You won't find a Hong Kong legal system on other graduate diplomas in law, but you do need it if you want to go on to the PCLL and become a lawyer in Hong Kong. We include it in our course. You do it on our course, you won't need to take extra exams after you finish our course. We also include European Union law. You want to be a lawyer in England and Wales, Brexit or no Brexit, it's still a requirement to know European Union law. We want to prepare you for both possibilities. That's what's so special about this course. We teach you the law you need if you want to become a lawyer in Hong Kong. We teach you the law you need if you want to go on and become a lawyer in England and Wales as well. So that's year 1. Okay, you study those subjects. Don't think that that's 6 big subjects. English legal system is just a short multiple choice test. Hong Kong legal system is just a 1.5-hour exam. European Union law, there isn't even an exam at all. You just do coursework. And public law, you get to see the exam questions beforehand. So you're not talking about a very, very heavy workload there. A high success rate. Move on to year 2 of the course. Year 2 of the course, we teach you the remaining foundational law subjects you need to know if you want to go on to become a lawyer in Hong Kong or England and Wales. Remember, we're preparing you for both possibilities. Criminal law, land law, equity. My colleague Lee Mason will teach you that. Okay? And land law mentioned twice there actually, but that's the stress, as we say down on the bottom, that we also teach you Hong Kong land law and Hong Kong constitutional law. Hong Kong land law, Hong Kong constitutional law, again, if you want to go to the PCLL, become a lawyer in Hong Kong, then you must prove you have studied those subjects. They're not included in other graduate diplomas in law. You'll have to take extra exams if you do those. With us, they are included. I'll teach you Hong Kong constitutional law. You do them as part of your graduate diploma in law, 2 years part-time, you have a graduate diploma in law. That qualification is already enough for several possibilities. You can go off and study a master's, an LLM, straight from your graduate diploma in law. You can go to England and Wales with our partner Manchester Metropolitan University. You can study to be a solicitor or barrister in England and Wales off your graduate diploma in law. Or you can stay with Hong Kong U Space, as most our students do. You can stay with Hong Kong U Space and do 1 more year. And 1 more year is actually a top-up separate course. It converts your graduate diploma into an LLB. And the important point about this top-up is it covers all the remaining subjects you need if you want to go on to the PCLL, as so many of our students do every year, and to legal practice in Hong Kong. And you see them there: commercial law, business associations, Hong Kong evidence, and we'll also give you a head start on civil and criminal procedure. And for all these subjects across all the years, the policy is 1 subject, 1 assessment. So for each subject, you're just going to do 1 assessment, either an exam or coursework. We have a very extensive tuition package, unrivaled. Okay? We're talking about something like 200 hours of teaching in the first year. Don't worry, you don't have to turn up to all the classes. Okay? There's a 70% attendance requirement, and that can be flexibly enforced. But we make sure you have the teaching you need to do well in the exams. Among other things, you have dedicated revision classes. Okay? We have experts teaching you. Perhaps that's why our exam results are so good. That's why our students are doing so well, continuing on to the PCLL and onto other courses. Just look at those results. Year 1, 81%, already very good. But those students who stay on to Year 2, look at the pass rate shooting up in Year 2, 94% pass rate in Year 2. And for those students who choose to continue to the optional Year 3, it gets even higher, 98%. Now, of course, I'm sure those of you listening, you don't just want to pass. You want to get good grades. So we put in the grades of our students on the optional Year 3, where it's classified in traditional degree terms. You see 12% getting a first-class honours, and another 52% getting an upper second. So about 2/3 getting a first or an upper second. We're very proud of our students' performance in recent years, and I think that excellent performance showing why our students will tend to do so well. A little bit about the mechanics of the course. As I mentioned, the application deadline is next week. Please do remember that if you want to join this course, okay? Because you will need to submit various documents, full details on the application form. But the sooner you start work on the application form, the better. Classes will start on September the 24th. Most weeks you will have 2 to 3 classes. Now, this is a part-time course for people who are working. So all classes will be in the evening, starting at 7 o'clock or even a little bit later, or at the weekends, on Saturday afternoons, very occasionally Sundays. So all classes will be outside working hours. Most classes are generally 2.5 hours, although there can be some classes of 3 hours. Okay? Very comprehensive package. We have lectures, we have small group tutorials, small group study skills seminars, and then, as I mentioned earlier, perhaps the most important of all, I mean, you want to pass the exams, that's why you're studying the course, the revision classes. We have dedicated revision classes to help prepare you for the exams. And I think we find, as a result of those revision classes, that is why our students do so well. Now, we've already released the provisional timetable between September and December, and if you download the application form, you'll be able to see the timetable there. Please do understand some dates will change, okay? But at least it gives you an idea of the rough schedule from September to December. But as I said, you can normally work on the basis of 2 to 3 classes a week. Classes will be at Hong Kong U Space Learning Centres here in Admiralty, where we are today, and in Causeway Bay. That does, of course, depend on the situation in Hong Kong. Okay? But with Hong Kong U Space, you choose to study with us, we are a large organisation. We have campuses all over Hong Kong. Okay? We can, as we showed over the last year, we can keep going whatever happens. Okay? We're going to be teaching you here in Admiralty, but if you need to move somewhere else, we'll move somewhere else. If we need to move online, we're not expecting to do that. Okay? But if we need to move online, we can do that for you as well. Okay? Whatever happens, we will provide you with superior online support. Okay? We have the classrooms here. We're ready to teach you in the classrooms here. But we know students want to be able to access materials online. You join this course, you get access to not just 1, but 2 online study portals. One from us at Hong Kong U Space, the other from our partner in the UK, Manchester Metropolitan University. And in addition to that 200 hours of lectures we are already delivering to you here in Hong Kong, you get access to at least another 100 hours of lectures on these English law subjects from our partner in the UK. And of course, if there is disruption, we don't expect that to happen, but if there's disruption, we can deliver other classes to you live online as well. You get to be able to ask questions and get answers from teachers, just as if you were in a real classroom. Okay, so that is the comprehensive teaching package. And I would always urge you, if you're thinking of joining a law course, look at just how much teaching or how little teaching is provided to you. I don't think you will find another comparable course which provides as much teaching as we do. In terms of who can apply, this is a graduate diploma. So it is for primarily students who already have a university degree. Now, it doesn't matter what subject your university degree is in. Okay? We have 500 applicants. We have applicants with literally every degree under the sun. I've had people who have university degree, bachelors in music, in all kinds of things. Okay? The only part, doesn't matter if you've never studied law. I never studied law when I took this course. The only important thing is you've got a university degree normally and you are interested in studying this course. When you apply, download the application form, there's a short section for a personal statement. It's optional, but it can help you get a place on this course. Tell us why you're interested in this course, okay? Why you want to study law with us. If you don't already have a university degree, well, we'd like to welcome you on this course, but this course is for university graduates. So what we suggest you do is you go off and study at Hong Kong U Space instead first on the Certificate in Legal Studies. You can find more information about that on our website. There are frequent seminars on that. And that is a feeder course onto this course. If you do the Certificate in Legal Studies and follow-up years associated with the Certificate in Legal Studies, whether or not you have a university degree, you then become eligible for this course. This is a highly, very popular course, so admission is competitive. Okay? However, we get a lot of applicants applying late. We got a lot of applicants applying with the wrong documents. So, if you get your documents right, you apply on time, you're already ahead of a lot of the other applicants. Okay? And then your chances of getting a place on this course really are much better. That's why, again, I keep coming back to the application deadline that's coming up. I don't want anyone who is interested in this course to miss the chance to do the course just because they are too late. For admission, we do look at your past academic results, okay, like in any other course that has competitive admission. The better your grades on your degree, the better of your chances of being admitted. However, there is no absolute criteria. Okay, we will take into account other academic study. If you've done a master's or any other qualification, you're welcome to submit that as well. But you must send us the correct documents. Okay? This course is recognized in Hong Kong, it's recognized in England and Wales. We have to satisfy the regulators. We have to have seen your university degree certificate, seen your university degree transcript. Okay? There's full details about how you can do that. It's very easy. You just take the documents along with copies to one of our Hong Kong U Space learning centers where our staff can check them. But please do check that, follow the correct procedures. You do that, you submit your application before July the 3rd, you're already going to have jumped ahead of many other applicants. And I look forward very much to welcoming you on the course, which starts on September the 24th. Now, thank you very much to all these questions that have been coming in, and please do continue to send them in. But I think I'll pass, first of all, over to my colleague, Lee Mason here, to talk about the LLM in legal practice. But please keep your questions coming, and once Lee's finished, we'll start going through the questions.
Thank you, Danny. So if you've passed the PCLL and you're looking for a cost-effective, fast and flexible route to a master's degree, then the LLM in legal practice, which is offered by and in collaboration with Manchester Law School, could be the master's degree for you. Now, as I said, it's cost-effective in the sense that it is more affordable and more reasonably priced than equivalent LLMs in Hong Kong. It's fast because 2/3 of the academic credits that are required for an LLM have already been satisfied by virtue of you already having completed the PCLL. And it's flexible in the sense that it's designed to accommodate your work schedule and allow you to study at your own pace and convenience. There are some other good reasons for taking and enrolling on this course. There is a wide range of research topics to choose from based on Hong Kong law, English law, international law, comparative law. You will receive expert supervision from some distinguished academics, distinguished practitioners in your field of study, and they'll be available to provide online and face-to-face support, ongoing support for the duration of the course. Manchester Law School is a well-established law school. It is one of the largest law schools in the United Kingdom. It has tens of thousands of alumni across the globe, and also has strong links with major law firms, both in the UK and around the world. And finally, this LLM is an approved course by the Law Society of Hong Kong. So upon successful completion of the course, you would be eligible for CPD points. Okay, let's have a closer look at the substance and structure of this master's degree. Now, to acquire an LLM, you need 180 credits. However, by having studied and completed the PCLL, you've already satisfied 120 of those credits. So that leaves 60 credits. And how are those credits obtained, those 60 credits? Well, first of all, you will receive tuition in research methods. Secondly, you will write a research proposal. And thirdly, you will write the final dissertation. So let's just break that down a little more first. Starting off with the online tuition in research methods. This will be consist of 4 two-hour pre-recorded videos which are available online for you to download and listen to, watch at your convenience. And that will be then followed by 3 one-hour online live workshops between you and a member of Manchester Law School staff. Now, that part of the course is unassessed. It is not assessed, but it is compulsory. If we now turn to the assessed component of the LLM, that comprises a research proposal where you'll write about 3,000 words, and this will account for 15% of your final grade. And that will then be followed by a final dissertation of around 15,000 words. That will account for 85% of your final grade. Now, as I mentioned earlier, there is a wide variety of research topics to choose from, and you can see there on the PowerPoint just some of them. If there's anything you're interested in that's not on that list, you can talk to us about it, and provided that we can find a suitable supervisor for you, then we can probably accommodate that. Okay, so do talk to us if there's anything you want to study that's not on that list. So, at a glance, then, the admission requirements are that you have the PCLL, or the UK equivalent, which would be the LPC or the BPTC. So you have that, that's the admission requirement, and then the course comprises of the tuition in research methods, which is compulsory but not assessed, and then the research proposal and the final dissertation. After that, you will be awarded the much coveted Master of Laws degree. Now, places are very limited on this course, and we operate on a first-come, first-served basis. So if you're interested, then why not apply today? Danny.
Thank you very much, Lee, and it's great to see the first batch of graduates coming through from this course, and also seeing that they've enjoyed researching such a wide, sometimes seems almost every topic under the sun.
Yeah, indeed.
I mean, you have incredible freedom, don't you? I can't think of any other masters that offers you really the chance, more or less, to choose what you want to study, basically.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much for all the questions that are coming in, and we're going to start trying to answer these questions now. Just a reminder, there is a huge amount of information about these and other law courses on our website, hkuspace.hku.hk/law. You can also go to our Facebook and Instagram pages, HKU Space Law, and of course we welcome inquiries directly. The email addresses and phone numbers, and phone number not operational at this time on Saturday afternoon, but you're welcome to call next week, and our staff will try best to help. Now, let me try my best to address the questions that are coming in. If you've got a question, please do get it in now so there's time to address it before we finish. Jenny asking, how is the Graduate Diploma in English and Hong Kong Law program different from a JD degree? Very good question, Jenny. Okay, let me point to a couple significant differences, but please, you're welcome to look further at JD. I think JD programs have closed their applications for this year, so JD programs are only really relevant for next year, but look further at information on JD programs and you'll see the difference yourself. I just highlight a couple of very significant differences. We are the Graduate Diploma in English and Hong Kong law. We prepare you for legal practice in Hong Kong. A JD can do that, but a JD won't prepare you for the other choice, for legal practice in England and Wales. We're the only course that straddles both. You see it in our title, English and Hong Kong law. The graduate diplomas in English law prepare you for legal practice in England and Wales. JD program preparing you for legal practice in Hong Kong. We cover both. Another, but again, you should go and do your own sums, but frankly speaking, we are a lot cheaper than JD programs. Money isn't everything, and you shouldn't make your decision on which course to study on money alone, but that probably is a relevant consideration. But again, please do go off and research these courses, and then you'll see that from the information. Question coming in: what are the chances of a non-degree holder mature applicant being admitted into this course? Will you consider other factors? Thank you very much. Again, a very good question. I didn't mention this when I was talking earlier. When I talked about the main routes into this program, which is with a university degree, or if you've joined our feeder course, the Certificate in Legal Studies and the successor courses to that. Something like 95, 98% of students on this course will join through one of those two routes. Now, we do want to be inclusive, and so we do, like many other universities, we have a mature applicant route. If you've been working for more than 10 years and you have references from your employers, independent proof of your English proficiency, we will consider your application. You have to use a different application form. It's available on our website. We will consider your application even if you don't have a university degree. Honestly speaking, very few students are admitted through that route. Okay, just a handful each year. The application fee is very low, so there's no harm applying and trying your luck that way. But if you don't have a university degree, normally we would recommend you go off and do the Certificate in Legal Studies first. It's an excellent course, excellent preparation for this course. And once you've done Certificate in Legal Studies and the further elements, the further years on that course, then you're automatically eligible for this course. Question from Jean says, I'm a GDL graduate from another institute. Is it possible for me to apply to the MMU LLB to make up the PCLL requirement of conversion? Jean, thank you. Another excellent question there. As you probably noticed when I was going through this course, I explained the Graduate Diploma in Law is a 2-year part-time course. We then have a second optional third year, which is actually a separate course. I mean, most students do the two together. It's a separate course, and that then becomes an LLB. Jean's saying she's done another course, it's not a Graduate Diploma in English and Hong Kong law, but another Graduate Diploma in law elsewhere, and she's wondering if she can come into year 3. We will consider applications, Jean, but I hope you understand we have to give priority to our own students. Your chances of being able to join that third year are much better if you've studied with us all the way through, because of course at Hong Kong U Space we will give priority to our own students. But that doesn't mean we're closing the door on students from other institutions. And you're welcome to apply, and if after we've given place to our own students there's still places left, then we'd be very happy to consider your application.
Another question's just come in here. Can you please confirm that the Graduate Diploma will entitle me to apply for the LPC in England in case I decide to become England qualified? Would I have to do any top-up subjects?
That's an excellent question, thank you. And remember, this is the advantage of the Graduate Diploma in English and Hong Kong law. We're not just preparing you for legal practice in Hong Kong, we're also preparing you for legal practice in England and Wales. And I can confirm that anyone who starts the Graduate Diploma in English and Hong Kong law this year will be eligible to go on to the English equivalent of the PCLL for solicitors, which is called the legal practice course, as soon as they finish this course, 2-year part-time. Now, the rules in England and Wales are changing, and I can't give you that same guarantee in future years. But the rules are absolutely clear for this year. If you start the course this year, it doesn't actually matter when you finish it, but as long as you've started this year, you are eligible to continue on the solicitor's route in England and Wales.
Another question just came in. Is it possible to complete the Graduate Diploma in 1 year?
No. We would not recommend that, and this is a 2-year part-time course. If you were completing it in 1 year, I don't think your grades would be, given the number of subjects you have to do, I don't think your grades would be at the level which would allow you to continue on to the PCLL and other institutions. We want to give our students the best possible chance to articulating onwards, okay, to whichever path they want to go, and that is why we offer it across a 2-year route.
My lawyer friend did the CPE some years ago. Is there a difference between the CPE and the Graduate Diploma in English and Hong Kong Law? Do you still offer the CPE? Which one is better?
Thank you. That's another excellent question. They're really essentially different names for the same thing. I mean, when I studied this course, back then it was called the CPE. But over time, it has developed a second title. Okay? And that second title, of course, much better captures what we're actually doing on this course, because Graduate Diploma in English and Hong Kong Law explains why this course is preparing you both for legal practice in England and Wales and also in Hong Kong. But you can, for a large extent, think of the two titles as equivalent. Okay, CPE is, in fact, we often use it as a short form for Graduate Diploma in English Hong Kong Law. I think there's a few more questions also, from quite a few more questions here. How is the LLB course in London U provided by PolyU Speed different from this CPE? Well, first of all, I'm not sure that course is running. You'd have to go and check. But we do provide LLB courses here at Hong Kong U Space, and you're very welcome to go and have a look at the details on that. And if you're looking for a degree from a renowned institution like University of London, then please do check out the courses provided by Hong Kong U Space. Prepare you for University of London LLB. Have an excellent track record of helping students towards get good grades on University of London LLB. You might say that's the more academic route. Doing a University of London LLB, you tend to do more subjects and perhaps at a greater level of difficulty. The CPE, Graduate Diploma in English and Hong Kong Law, is preparing you to have the most important foundational legal subjects, whether just to use them in your current work or as a shortcut or fast track towards becoming a lawyer in Hong Kong and England and Wales. So that's the best difference between them. I hope we don't lose the rest of these questions. They're just scrolling off my screen. Kath says, can we study in Hong Kong U campus in these 2 years? And some makes the point about the venue changing. Kath, thank you again, as we just scrolled to see where we're up to the questions. We will be updating, thank you for raising that, we will be updating our website next week to provide full details of where the classes will be held in the coming year. Classes, you're quite right, we have sometimes held classes up at Hong Kong U campus. Hong Kong U campus is okay, but it's not the most convenient location. Lately, it hasn't proved to be the most reliable location either. Okay, we want a reliable location for our students. Okay, and then, as I mentioned earlier, we're lucky. Hong Kong U Space is a large organisation. You're not studying with some small organisation with limited venues. We have venues all over Hong Kong, and the most convenient one for pretty much wherever you are in Hong Kong, Admiralty is easy to get to. That's why we've chosen primarily Admiralty, although we may run a few classes in Causeway Bay, also very convenient to get to. We've chosen Admiralty as the most convenient location and the most reliable in terms of providing classrooms in the coming academic year. The classrooms are booked. I've been to inspect them myself, and I look forward, if you join the course, to welcoming you to our classes in Admiralty in September. Alice says, would you by any chance know how the CPE admission goes now, since it's already close to the deadline? It's good to know if the course is almost full. Alice, we have admitted a large number of students to the course already. A large number of students have paid, but what I can tell you is there are still places available. There's still places available, and past experience has been that some students who apply even close to the application deadline will get places. It is not too late to apply and get a place. Of course, that would have been better to apply earlier, and earlier applicants do have some degree of priority, but there are still places available. Of course, everything has been slowed down by COVID-19 this year, which is why we're still processing applications and we still have places available.
What are the main differences between the graduate diploma that Space offers and the other graduate diplomas in law?
Yeah, I think we might have touched on, that's an excellent question. I think we might have touched on that earlier. Thank you for the question. Again, just to say, as I mentioned a number of times, that other graduate diplomas in law, please look around, and there are many universities in the UK, and some of them even offer them here. There are either like 20, 25 universities offer graduate diplomas in law. So if you just want an ordinary graduate diploma in law, many, many universities to choose between, okay? But again, that is only English law. You're going to get English law on the graduate diploma in English and Hong Kong law with us as well. Do you see it in the title? But you'll get the Hong Kong law. Those other graduate diploma in laws don't have. And that's really important, because that will then will allow you to have exemption from exams you'd otherwise have to take if you want to continue on to the PCLL. Ryan asking about the exam venue. Exam venues will be confirmed close to the time. I mean, actually, some of the exam venues are most commonly actually are here in Admiralty, or also in Causeway Bay, where some of the classes are going to be held. How can we submit our coursework via the internet or by hand? Most coursework is now submitted through our online platforms, which we know makes it much easier. Henry asking about the major difference of the JD, University of London, by Hong Kong U Space, or the LLB Manchester programme. Henry, thank you very much. I hope you were listening just now. We did talk about the University of London programme, another excellent programme with very well-regarded preparation courses by Hong Kong U Space, perhaps more academically orientated, whereas this LLB very directly focused on the subjects you need for legal practice. Thank you very much to C.H. Chan, saying really helpful. I've graduated from a local UGC university with a second lower in construction-related major. You want to apply? Please do apply. C.H. Chan, remember the application deadline looming very soon. Get your application in before then, and please make sure you send us your transcript. There are students being admitted with lower seconds, but it really does depend on your grades if you've got a lower second. That's why we need to see the transcript. And I like to stress that to everyone who is thinking of applying. We cannot give you a place without your transcript. The certificate is not enough. I'm sorry if you graduated a long time ago, you will need to go back to your institution and find the transcript. It's an absolute requirement to see the transcript. You get your transcript in, you massively improve your chance, and before the application deadline, you massively improve your chances of getting a place. Okay? And also asking how else to increase the chances of getting on this course. IELTS test. If you have an IELTS test result, by all means send it in. However, if you have graduated from a university that teaches in English, we will accept that as proof of your English proficiency. It's not necessary to have an IELTS test. I would just recommend, if you want to improve your chances, again, of course, get the documents in, make sure you submit all the documents, fill in the personal statement section, explain why you want to do this course. In marginal cases, a number of cases of marginal candidates, I have admitted students based on their personal statement. So spend a little bit of time on the statement. Petrus says, I don't have a degree, but I'm a qualified accountant in Hong Kong. Can I apply? Petrus, this is a graduate course. And as I mentioned, we're normally admitting people who already have degrees. You can try, if you work for more than 10 years, you can try applying as a mature applicant, but I would recommend you join our highly regarded feeder course, Certificate in Legal Studies, and then you'll become eligible that way. Okay? Dempsey asking about how many applicants are successfully admitted. We will take 200 something applicants, okay? It depends on room capacity, application numbers, a number of factors. We'll take 200 something applicants. And as I said again, remember, although we get a lot of applicants, a substantial number are late, substantial number send the wrong documents. You get your application in on time, you send the right documents, you're going to jump ahead of a large number of other applicants. Scholarship, Lee, I'm afraid we don't currently have a scholarship for this. Lee also asking about the success rate for getting admitted for full-time PCL after the Graduate Diploma in English and Hong Kong Law. We don't have separate figures for the full-time PCL, where there are plenty of our students. I meet them when I'm on Hong Kong U campus. There are plenty of our students on the full-time PCLL. It's very difficult even to know for the PCL generally. We're not given official admission figures, but we do, of course, try contacting our graduates. And we generally estimate, and please understand, this is not an official figure, and it's only based on informal feedback. But we generally estimate that about 70% of our students who apply to the PCL are successful. Again, that can vary from year to year, and we don't have formal statistics. But based on feedback in previous years. We estimate that about, and we get feedback from our former students when they're on the PCL and they see so many of their former classmates on the PCL as well, that kind of information. Henry asking, does completion of the LLB MMU satisfy all the requirements for application of PCL in Hong Kong? Any further conversion tests necessary? No, Henry, a very good question. That is the great advantage of this course. Now, of course, things can change in the future, but what I can tell you is undoubtedly is the current situation and in previous years. Okay? Our students graduating last year and graduating currently, if they go on and do that optional third year, they do not need to take any further conversion exams. You study with someone else, you will need to take conversion exams. We have built them all into our course. And that is perhaps another reason why our students have such a high success rate in going on to the PCLL. Jean asking about the assessment mode of the third year LLB. It is a mixture, Jean. I'd have to go back and check. But I think the third year is mostly open book exams, isn't it, Lee?
So I think so,
yes,
yeah.
it is. Lee is actually is running the third year of the course now. But from memory, most of the exams, I can't swear that every last one, but most of the exams on the third year course are open book. For those of you also listening who think you're joining years 1 and 2, I'm afraid that's not true in years 1 and 2. There are some open book exams, but more commonly they are closed book under CPE regulations there.
Someone's asked, can I still do an LLM if I only do the GDE HKL, i.e. not an LLB?
Thank you. That's another excellent question. And this point that I passed over, but perhaps we should mention in more detail. One great advantage of, and in fact, that's what I did. That's what I did. I never did the LLB. Come to think of it, that's what I did. I did this course. I never did the LLB. I went straight on to do an LLM after this course.
But the one exception would be the master's degree in legal practice, the one I just spoke about. That one you do need the PCLL. So you still need to have done the PCLL, but provided you've done the PCLL, it doesn't matter whether you've done the LLB or not.
So you can come back and do that one after you've got your PCLL. But if you want to do a master's before you go to PCLL, or even if you're not necessarily thinking of going to legal practice, you do the Graduate Diploma in English and Hong Kong law. That is recognized by most law schools. Now, I can't say all, you'd have to go and check, but I know, for instance, University of London, where I myself studied a LLM after doing this course, without doing the LLB. There's no problem at all. I know for a fact Hong Kong U is also the same. I know it's the same with many other universities. So that is another option you can consider. I know many other graduates of this course who, for whatever reason, they decided not to go on to legal practice and maybe not do the LLB, they go straight to a master's instead. And that's a pathway that is open. We've only got a few minutes left. If you've got any more questions, please do send them in. And this is your last chance to ask any questions. Thank you very much for these excellent questions. Lee, I've got one question for you. Yeah. Coming in, was saying, well, what are the benefits of why do an LLM at all?
Well, okay, generally speaking, to do an LLM, this is a way for you to stay competitive in the job market, whether you're a lawyer or not a lawyer, a way of getting ahead of your colleagues, perhaps, or at least keeping up with them. It can boost your employment prospects. It can make your CV look more appealing. Certainly to a training contract committee or a pupillage committee, that was something that would stand out. It could help secure a promotion in your current job. Usually as well, a master's degree is usually the bare minimum for a teaching position. If you want to go on to lecture or tutor in law at a university, then usually the bare minimum will be a master's degree. It can also be a way of compensating for a shortfall in your previous academic record. It can help mitigate any shortfall in your results that you may feel a little conscious about. It's a way of developing research skills. Is another advantage. It's a way of gaining specialist knowledge in a particular area of law, so you can focus on a particular area. And also, if you're considering to go on to do a PhD one day, then usually most PhD programs, they require you to have had a master's degree and or some experience of research and writing. So they're the general reasons, general benefits of doing a master's degree. But this one that we're talking about today, this one you do need the PCLL to get onto this one.
If you're thinking of doing research, then of course, because this one gives you a chance to start off your research.
Well, of course it does. And if you're in a particular area, or you want to focus and you want a particular practice area, and you want to become an expert or seen to be an expert in that area, then you can choose a topic that's very focused on that particular area. So it's that's.
So lots of reasons to do an LLM, and of course if you want to be eligible to do an LLM, although not necessarily for this one, then you can start off with the Graduate Diploma in English and Hong Kong Law, just please remember the application deadline. We'll take just one more question. Ryan asking, course materials are provided by MMU or purchased by ourselves. Thank you, Ryan, again for asking an excellent question to finish off, because I slipped up and I failed to mention on that. I mean, one thing we are very proud about is that our students don't need to buy any books themselves. Okay, the most law books still are traditional print books, but we do have some introductory e-books now available. Those are going to, the students who've already paid, they're going to be, those books are going to be released to them in August. And if you get a place as well and you've been accepted by then, you could get those e-books by August and start reading them. And once the course starts, we will be supplying you with a wide package of textbooks. So you don't need to buy any books. There's all included in the course fees. I'll just very briefly summarize the last questions coming in, but then I'm afraid we will have to finish up. CH Chan, again, we heard from earlier saying thank you for the talk. How early would this program be available for application next year? Thank you, CH, for looking ahead. Now, if you missed the application deadline this year, then please do watch out for later this year. We generally open up applications late in the previous year, maybe around December. And of course, if you apply early for next year, you'll greatly improve your chances of getting in next year. So please do just keep watching our website on that. And I think the very last question going to Henry, saying, thank you, Danny and Lee. One more question regarding teaching method. Is the LLB MMU mostly lecture-based? I listened to the LLB London U course and seems self-study based. The LLB London U course, now they will be, but you should talk to the people who run that program. They do have classes in that. But talking about the MMU program here, the Graduate Diploma in English or Hong Kong Law, and the LLB MMU, then that is most definitely not self-study. When I mentioned for year one, we're giving you 200 hours of classes. Okay, now it will be a bit less when you get to year three in the LLB, because we reckon you're experienced enough that you don't need that many hours of classes, but you still get a very comprehensive teaching package. Yes, a lot of it is lectures, but you will get small group tutorials in year one and year two, and in year three as well. The tutorials go all the way through. And for year one and year two, as you're getting used to studying law, we'll also give you small group study skills seminars. Okay, so we will provide you with an unbeatable tuition package. We don't leave you to study by yourself. Of course, there is plenty of self-study as well, but we will be providing you with a huge amount of guidance, a lot of it from lectures, but also some of it from small group classes. Thank you very much indeed for joining us, and thank you so much for sending in these excellent questions. It's really great to hear from so many of you. And I really look forward to meeting some of you on the course in September. Just a reminder, if you've got any more questions, so please do go to our website, hkuspace.hku.hk/law, and you can read about these and other law programs there. A lot of information on our Facebook page as well, HKU Space Law, and you should be able to see a recording of this later. And then, of course, you're welcome to either call us or email us. Call us during office hours, or try and answer your questions then. Thank you very much for your participation today, and we look forward to seeing you studying at Hong Kong U Space.